We all have concerns about people outside in the weather, whether it's snowing or raining, windy. Anytime we look outside, there's always homeless people outside. We just don't see them. There's any circumstances out there. It doesn't matter. They're all human beings that need help. They find themselves homeless with no one and nowhere to go, and it's very hard to advocate for them if they don't have life skills or family members, or some of them don't even know where they want to go next.
On Whidbey Island, we're one of the only organizations right now that will shelter somebody no matter their situation. We've got a lot of really great programs, but a lot of them are very specific in the populations that they do serve.
About 3 years ago, after a horrible bout of 5 years in Tacoma, we came up here because my cousin helped me get a job and a place to stay with the Homeless Coalition, and just a new start to my life.
Lived in a car. Since we got here in 2017, we had a Ford Explorer, and around October of 2017 it died. So we were in a shelter for a little bit until January of 2018, where one of our coworkers sold us her old van. It gets really depressing sometimes. So yeah, it's we're just kind of shoulders to lean on for each other, and we love each other.
5 years ago, I started drinking alcohol and using methamphetamine, and I started a CPS case, and my children were removed and put in my sister's home, and the day that they were removed, I decided to stop using drugs and alcohol to get my kids back.
If the Whidbey Homeless Coalition wasn't here, there would be no emergency night-to-night shelter in all of Island County. So that includes both Whidbey Island and Camano Island. There would also be no shelter providing services for the homeless south of Oak Harbor. We kind of looked at what gaps existed on this island. No one's working on the south end. Who's going to do that? Okay, we'll do that. No one's providing that emergency night-to-night shelter for people that can't move directly into a program. Who's going to do that? Well, we'll do that.
So we're here in Oak Harbor getting ready to set up the shelter for the night. We set up a pop-up shelter, which means we set up and we tear down every single day. Today we have some further complications because of this snow, and with not having a permanent building of our own, we kind of have to look at where our guests are going to be able to go during the day.
We apply for temporary permits, and then we renew those every couple months. But what we really need is for a change in the legislation to allow for that shelter to even exist in those city limits. And a lot of that just comes from, I think it's taken the community a long time to realize that this issue, it is here, and that it's been here for a while, and that these aren't people that are flocking in from neighboring towns and neighboring states because of the great social services that are here. Because the reality is, in Island County, if you're coming to take advantage of social services, there's not a whole lot of them here in this rural community. There's a great loving community and a great group of people that rally around our community, but the services aren't necessarily here. When the weather gets especially nasty, sometimes we do hit that, so people will get there 30-40 minutes beforehand to make sure that they can secure a bed. We'll do the registration there at Grace by the Sea, fill out paperwork, see what services people might want connected to, and then people will sit there and wait. We'll bring in then a van, and we go out to the Haven, which is currently set up in a church outside of the city limits. So we'll run 2 or 3 van loads of folks out there and get them settled in for the night.
They've given me and my fiance a nice chance to be housed, have some nice home-cooked meals for finally, because we've been living in a car since we got here, trying not to abuse any taxpayers, because we felt like burdens on them. And they're, well, like I said, they're really help our self-esteem, trying to look for work when it's really hard, because a lot of people don't want to hire homeless people.
The overwhelming amount of support that was given to me was life-changing for myself and my family, and I wanted to give back, and I came as a volunteer, and I'm still here, and I want to be able to give those same qualities to someone else so they can get into housing, so they have hope, so they succeed.
Kind of hurts because I feel like I did everything I was supposed to do, and I'm grateful for the House of Hope. To be honest, I wish I could just do it on my own,
Like, we have people come in that start out with, they have no clothes, no ID, no car, no home. Their children are currently in school. They don't have a job. And we'll just start with the basics.
In Washington State, one of the biggest things that's come in this last year is from the state and the county has been to really strive to work with the most vulnerable amongst us and to house them faster. Where that becomes very complicated is it's already incredibly difficult to get housed here in Island County and a lot of Western Washington, even if you have a job, even if you have great credit.
There's a very limited amount of affordable housing, and what affordable housing is available is, the waiting list is between 2 and 5 years, and when people hear that, myself included, that's the worst information you can give someone, because that means that you're waiting and it may not even happen.
I am grateful that they're here for me. I'm grateful that they can have a place for me. I would be lost without the House of Hope right now. I would. Their ability to connect with the community and help you out and help keep a roof over your head and food in your belly is priceless. Because I've been in this community for 3 years almost now, and they've never strayed too far. They're connected with the schools. They're connected with counseling. They're connected with rehabilitation. They're connected with everything that you and your family could need to get back on your feet. So being here, that's what that means to me, being here. It just they've given me a chance. They're the ones that said, hey, we think you're worth it. We know you're worth it. We're going to help you get there. And so that's what it feels like being in the House of Hope.
Helping our guests move into their homes, and they end up with their house full of furniture, all from the community. People step up and give cars. They help with food. It's amazing. So many people contribute.
So we recognize what strengths we have that other organizations don't, and in recognizing that we all have a limited number of dollars, just trying to make sure that we're not duplicating efforts, but in recognizing that we all kind of help the same populations, whether it's through, one group maybe making sure that they're fed, another group making sure that they're sheltered. making sure that we're connecting and helping each other make sure that our dollars are going as far as they can. Because we all do have a limited amount of money to help folks, and we want to make sure that we are as much as possible. So whether it's working with Good Cheer to make sure that people are getting food, or linking up youth that maybe come through the Haven with Ryan's house, or linking with Opportunity Council and others to provide trainings. It's all huge. No one of these organizations is the answer to the homeless problem here on Whidbey Island, but kind of all of us coming together and working together seems to form this community in the nonprofit world that kind of makes it work.